Hello and welcome to Mind Your Business with me, Jerry Adjorlolo. My lunchtime show every Wednesday at 1 p.m. where I introduce to you some fascinating entrepreneurs and resource persons you really want to hear from, and who will also share with you how they've been minding their business in this new normal with nuggets and tips on how your business can also remain efficient, competitive, profitable, and sustainable during and after COVID-19. It's all here on Mind Your Business, simple and relevant conversations for everyone. Cheers. Now it's been 3 episodes thus far, and oh boy, it gets exciting by the week. Moses Kanduri was here and he was something else. If you missed this interview, just press the link below and you'll be glad you did. But tell me, which of them have been your favorite interviews and why? And while you're at that, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And together, let's build something formidable on this platform, shall we? You remember my friends Agro Express? Did you check them out? Well, check them out if you didn't, because they are superb. They are here for me today. They're picking up a check to be delivered to a friend of mine. Now, why pursue external solutions to internal problems when such solutions exist right here at home and they're accessible? Our entrepreneur of the week, Augustus Richardson, is a firm believer of this statement.
Hi, I'm Augustus Richardson, an architect and the managing partner of Mobious Architecture, an architectural practice in Ghana.
Call him a perfectionist and you won't be wrong. After all, he's an architect. Augustus Richardson, having learnt at the feet of renowned architects Neo Kainja Welbeck, Steve Akufu, and later architect Robert Hayford Reichard, respectively, co-founded Mobious Architecture, an architecture practice in Accra, Ghana, with an ambition of changing the landscape of the built environment, one building at a time, and with sustainability being a central part of his approach. Today, his work and reputation precede him as a world-class architect whose tireless advocacy for sustainable cities and best practice in his industry have made him a thought leader in the design and real estate space in Ghana and abroad. Together with his team of 2 partners and a dozen associates, Augustus keeps raising the bar with an unparalleled level of excellence he brings to his craft, the evidence of which can be seen in his iconic works such as the EcoBank head office Accra, the West Hills Mall, to mention but a few, and which have earned for him the Retail Building of the Year and Office Building of the Year at the SOPWA Awards South Africa. He has also undertaken numerous residential and commercial property projects in Ghana. Augustus is a member of the Ghana Institute of Architects and serves as its honorary secretary. Augustus Richardson, managing partner, Mobious Architecture. What a joy to be with you today.
It is my pleasure to be with you, Jerry.
Now tell me, you're an architect. Are you a creative or you a business person?
Interesting question. I think I'm a bit of both.
What's the business of architecture?
Well, we're in the building industry. And architecture itself is very broad, but it looks at creating the space that, shaping the space that we live in as a country, for individuals. It starts as small cells, but eventually it affects a larger group of people. So in that business, obviously, you are bringing all kinds of trades together, and you need to manage that process to make sure that resources are well spent. And create something that is desirable and that speaks to aspirations and inspires the future in some sort of sense. I think that's what the business is about.
Right. Now you've been in this business for close to 15 years. On your own 13 years, Mobious. Yes. I see you when I see EcoBank, the EcoBank head office. I see you when I see the West Hills Mall. I see you when I see Alisa Hotel and a host of other residential properties, so innumerable to mention. Tell me, how has your business been affected? I mean, in terms of your operations, how your staff deliver, how has technology also come in handy?
I think that, first of all, COVID just says that you can't have too many people in one space. The good thing about the practice itself, maybe numbering about 10 associates and so on and so forth. So that's not a very large company from a design point of view. But on the construction side, for example, all the protocols are taken to ensure that the workers are, doing all the stuff that the doctors have advised us to do to make sure people are safe. As an office, though, in the period of COVID, I think 2 people got affected.
Okay.
They quarantined themselves. They are back at work. Luckily, nobody's died in this period. It's a rather young office, so I think the disease is really affecting the much older, some young people, but we're all okay. I mean, everybody comes to work. Our office is very spacious, so people sit clearly 2 meters away from each other because there's a lot of space. So I don't think that's really adversely affected us and the work itself. But technology has also helped because some of our colleagues are in the UK and in other parts of the country, and we are still able to use technology to connect with them and have discussions through Zoom. I think Zoom has become oversubscribed in this period. And, yeah, so I think it's not really been a bad thing. Work has continued as usual, maybe in new ways, but yes.
You've been a tireless advocate for sustainable living,
yeah.
Where you advocate that cities need to be properly planned, redesigned, as a matter of fact. Given the times we're living in where, people have had to work from home and will continue to work from home for a very long time, how do we revisit this conversation?
Well, maybe COVID is just basically making a strong statement that we need to start looking at our cities properly. But beyond COVID, I don't think, let's not make it the COVID thing. It seems to be the hot topic.
Yeah.
Any advanced society it doesn't happen by chance. It happens by planning, it happens by design. And unfortunately, what we have in this country is we're not thinking into the future. We're not looking at the numbers. We're just sprawling the city, instead of densifying in some senses and looking at how you sort of manage that. So you can save resources for the future. That work must be done by the Institute of Architects, which, as you know, I'm also honorary secretary. And we've been pushing this advocacy so that, private institutions, governmental institutions will use its resource, which are the architects, to try and help shape the various communities and the cities so that can benefit us. If we don't learn from this, they already say this is the first pandemic and that a number of pandemics are yet to hit us because of our way of life. If we don't plan for public toilets, what are we going to do? If we don't plan for, we've been, maybe, I don't know even how to explain it, but we haven't been hit the way it was expected by some, which is nothing short of a miracle. But if we were to, look at Nima, look at a lot of the dense slums, we're all going to die out of these things. So it's important for us to use this as an opportunity to get back to that discussion, continue the discussion of looking at how we shape our cities so that people can live more prosperous lives.
Let's get to the business. You manage this practice, you are the managing partner, you have 2 partners and a host of other associates. Tell me, what have been the key priorities for you during this period?
Well, I think that, first of all, being safe, making sure that nobody finds themselves in the wrong place. So all the protocols have been taken. But I think that as a firm, we're not moved by just time. We're moved by the fact that we need to impact the landscape one building at a time. So, like again, I say with or without COVID personally, and I need to make that very clear. Building will continue. It's been an act that has been there as long as you can imagine. Immediately man was put on earth, he needed to find a way to shelter himself from the vagaries of the weather. Our work will continue long after COVID, so COVID cannot be that. So we continue to, build, hotels. At a time like this when people wouldn't really occupy hotels, we are working on Alisa Hotels, Tema branch, which is, coming as a new business.
That is a masterpiece. I drove by it. Woof, lovely.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. But that's preparation, waiting for the world to open. It's just that sense of hope. It's the sense of optimism, and we must continue to be optimistic. I don't think that COVID will kill the human being.
Was it not Norman Foster who said that you can't be an architect if you are not an optimist?
Absolutely. Our business, you have to be an optimist. You sort of have to think into the future and believe that things are possible, or else there's no point doing what it is you're doing.
I want to believe the story is no different across the continent then. If that is the case, you've heard certainly all the buzz about the continental free trade area.
Absolutely.
And what it bodes for free trade and, opening up of new markets and all that. How does that sit with you?
Sits very well with me.
Okay.
Look, I've argued constantly that Africa needs to come together. I am a fan of our first president Nkrumah, who I think is a great visionary and spoke things that we didn't even understand at the time. But I think that the generation now begins to appreciate what Nkrumah was saying. He kept talking about, coming together, the Union of, African Union, the Organization of African States, and the OAU, and we sort of have struggled with that. This is good. Think of America. America is a group of states that have all come together to agree to trade and to be bigger. And of course, they are the most powerful country in the world. Why is Africa not like that? We need to come together. We are one people, North and South. You can imagine what will happen with this. Things are going to get a lot cheaper. There's going to be a lot more competition. People can move from places to trade. There's going to be a lot of, out of Africa, always something new. So,
talking of the competition,
yeah.
How open are you? How open is the institution? To collaborations or even people from outside coming to ply their trade right here?
We've been doing this since the start of architecture.
Really?
In 1962.
Okay.
When the Ghana Institute of Architects was formed. We've been doing this since 1969 when the Architecture Registration Council was put into the act in this country. Why not? How can we be so insular? This world is so connected. How can we hope to just sit in this country and work all alone? It should be accessible. We should open our borders to, invite people. However, and I'm sure that the discussion really is heading towards the proper practice of doing things. We have regulation, like in every other country. And I was making the example that if you look at the US, if you're an architect in California, you cannot just wake up and go and work in New York. Interesting, right? So in the same way, if you're in Ghana, and now with this, free trade agreements and its impact. Yes, there are already Ghanaian architects working in Liberia. There are already Ghanaian architects working in Nigeria. And likewise, our brothers are also working here with buildings. Why not? There's so much creativity in Africa. We need to enjoy this creativity and be more prosperous for it. So this is fantastic for the institution. It means that there are a lot more companies that are going to register and do the right thing. It means we make a lot more money.
What do you suggest that others do to position themselves well?
Well, I think that we need to invest in technology. I think that we need to invest in research and development. I think that we need to also uphold the proper regimes in payment, because you see, if we don't invest in knowledge, what will happen? The lopside of this is that once you open up and you're not ready for this, others who are ready are going to come and take over the space. But what's wrong with that? Once there's competition, people adapt. The human being is very strong. So once you realize that you're not able to play at that level, all of a sudden with the competition coming in, you're now going to have to, come together, consolidate what it is you are doing, and practice properly and make this country and indeed the African continent a much better place. So I think it's fantastic for our industry, for the built industry. We will learn so much from so many companies and so many groups of people. Our people will get a lot of work to do. There'll be a lot more design because people are able to move, because they're making extra capital. Nigerians will be building in Ghana, Ghanaians will be building in Nigeria. Why not? Why should we not do this? It's only for those who are not ready to.
We're ready for. It's true. It's true. It ties into my last question. In terms of minding your business, there are new entrants to the markets, new architects have come out of school, some too have started their practice. What would you advise them to do in terms of minding their business to ensure sustainability?
I think that it's just what you said, mind your business. Unfortunately, I think that people are looking for, in this day and age of the ubiquitous social media, everybody's everywhere at the same time.
Exactly.
Which is a good thing. But I think that people must focus on them. And I don't say this only for the architectural fraternity, I say it also for larger businesses. We seem to be competing with each other. I don't think that's the important thing. The only competition we really have is ourselves. So, compete with yourself to be the best form of yourself. And naturally, people will choose you. I mean, now you're dealing with a 1.2 billion population of Africa. If you can't find business in that, then there's a problem. There's a lot of business in 1.2 billion people. individuals. I mean, if you even take half of that being the older generation, you're still going to get a lot of work to do. So it's about focusing on you and your brand and what it is you want to do and what it is you want to say through your work and through the buildings. And I think that with that diversity, we'll create a more beautiful African continent, a more beautiful Ghana that people would love to travel from every part of the world to come and see. So there's positives to this. This is my advice to the young ones. Wow. They should focus on themselves. So, yes. Okay. And the trade. Yeah.
Wow. You heard it here from Augustus Richardson. He's the managing partner of Mobious Architecture. 13 years inspiring change in the architectural landscape. And we want to say thank you for your time. We hope to be back for another discussion on careers in architecture.
I look for it.
All right.
I look for it.
Thank you very much. Okay. And that is a man leading a revolution to improve Africa's infrastructure, one building at a time. I hope you found this interview very informative. Please follow Augustus and Mobious Architecture on all their social media handles as displayed on the screen. Thank me later. My sincere thanks to you, my subscribers, for all the positive feedback you keep sending my way. It means the world to me. If you like this kind of content and you want me to do more for you, please get interactive with me in the comment section. Quite a number of you have chosen topics that I should really dwell on. Be sure to also like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and click on the notification button. Very important to stay notified every time we make a new post. Special thanks to Jamrock Restaurant inside the Oak Plaza right here on the Spintex Road for all the royal experience. You should visit them if you have not. Till I come your way again with another insightful edition, I am, by the grace of God, Jerry Adjorlolo, and I entreat you as always to trust God, keep safe, eat healthy, drink lots of water, but above all, mind your business, because no one else will. I'll see you. Shalom.